There's something I hear all the time from folks over 60. I just don't move like I used to. Maybe you felt it too. That little ache in your knees when you stand up, the stiffness in your hips after sitting too long, or even that nagging pain in your fingers when you try to open a jar. At first, it's easy to brush it off. Oh, it's just age. But here's the thing. While some wear and tear is natural, a lot of the joint pain we blame on aging actually comes from everyday habits. Little things we do without even realizing how much they're hurting us. The good news? Once you know what these sneaky habits are, you can start making small changes to protect your joints and keep moving with ease. So today, we're going to talk about 6 everyday habits that quietly destroy your joints after 60. And, more importantly, what you can do about them. Now, let's start with the first habit, one you might not even think about, but it's a big one. Habit number 1, sitting too much. It's something we all do, especially if we've retired or slowed down a bit. You sit to read the paper, watch TV, or chat with friends, and before you know it, hours have gone by without moving. But here's the problem. Our joints need movement to stay healthy. Think of them like a door hinge. If you never open or close the door, the hinge gets stiff and rusty. Same with your knees, hips, and spine. Sitting for long periods weakens the muscles that support your joints, making them work harder and wear out faster. So what's the fix? It's simple. Move a little every 30 minutes. Set a timer if you need to. Stand up, stretch, take a short walk around the house. Even just shifting in your chair helps. The key is to keep the blood flowing and remind your joints they're still in the game. Habit number 2, ignoring your posture. Now, let's talk about something else we rarely pay attention to, posture. Whether you're sitting, standing, or even sleeping, the way you hold your body has a huge impact on your joints. Slouching in your favorite chair might feel comfortable in the moment, but over time it puts extra strain on your spine, hips, and shoulders. And if you're always leaning forward, say, while reading or looking at your phone, you're adding even more pressure to your neck and lower back. Here's a quick trick. Try sitting with your back against the chair and a small cushion behind your lower back for support. When standing, imagine a string pulling you gently upward from the top of your head. It might feel strange at first, but your joints will thank you. And speaking of small changes, let's move on to the third habit, one that might surprise you. Habit number 3, wearing the wrong shoes. You might not think your shoes have much to do with your knees or hips, but trust me, they do. Those old worn-out slippers or sandals with no support, they might as well be inviting joint pain right in. Shoes that don't cushion your feet properly send shockwaves up your legs with every step, and over time, that adds up to extra wear on your knees and hips. Now, I'm not saying you need to buy expensive orthopedic shoes, just look for something with good arch support and a firm sole. Even a simple pair of well-cushioned walking shoes can make a world of difference. And if you're not sure what's right for you, a quick visit to a shoe store with a knowledgeable salesperson can help. These first 3 habits are things we often overlook because they seem so small. Sitting, posture, shoes. But that's exactly why they're so important. They're the quiet, everyday choices that shape how our joints feel over time. And the best part? Fixing them doesn't require drastic changes, just a little awareness and a few adjustments. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot to us and will help us keep creating the content you enjoy. Now, let's keep going. Because while those first 3 habits are important, the next 3 might surprise you even more. These are the things we often don't connect to joint pain, but once you see the link, it's hard to ignore. Habit number 4, overdoing the same movements. Here's something I see a lot. When we find an activity we enjoy, we stick with it. Maybe it's gardening, knitting, or even a daily walk. And that's wonderful. Staying active is key. But when we repeat the exact same motions day after day without mixing things up, it can put uneven wear on our joints. Think about it like this. If you only ever use one part of a hinge, it's going to wear out faster than the rest. Take gardening, for example. All that bending, kneeling, and gripping can be tough on your knees, hips, and hands. Or, if you love knitting, those tiny, repetitive finger movements can lead to stiffness over time. The solution? Balance. If you spend an hour gardening, take breaks to stretch your hands or switch to a different task that uses different muscles. Try adding gentle movements that go the opposite way, like opening your hands wide after knitting or standing up tall after bending. Little changes like this give your joints a chance to recover and stay flexible. Habit number 5, skipping strength training. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Strength training? At my age? But hear me out. One of the biggest mistakes we make as we get older is thinking that lifting weights or doing resistance exercises is just for young people. The truth is, strong muscles are like shock absorbers for your joints. When the muscles around your knees, hips, and shoulders are weak, those joints have to take on more pressure. And that's when pain creeps in. You don't need to lift heavy weights or join a gym. Simple exercises like seated leg lifts, arm curls with light dumbbells, or even soup cans or resistance bands can make a huge difference. Start slow, focus on good form, and gradually build up. The goal isn't to bulk up, it's to keep those supporting muscles strong so your joints don't have to do all the work. Habit number 6, not drinking enough water. This last one might seem unrelated, but stick with me. Your joints are cushioned by something called synovial fluid, a natural lubricant that keeps everything moving smoothly. And guess what? That fluid is mostly water. When you're dehydrated, your body pulls water from less critical areas, like your joints, to keep your organs functioning. The result? Stiffer, creakier joints. Now, I'm not saying you need to chug gallons of water. Just keep a glass nearby and sip throughout the day. If plain water doesn't excite you, try adding a slice of lemon, cucumber, or even a splash of fruit juice. Herbal teas count too. The key is consistency. Small sips add up, and your joints will feel the difference. You know, what's really interesting about these habits is that none of them are obviously harmful. They're just little things we do or don't do without realizing the impact. But that's also what makes them so easy to fix. A few tweaks here and there, and suddenly those everyday aches don't seem so inevitable anymore. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please take a moment to do so and like our content. You know, as we've gone through these everyday habits, one thing has become really clear. Our bodies are incredible at adapting, but they also give us little signals when something's not quite right. That twinge in your knee when you stand up too fast, the stiffness in your fingers in the morning, those aren't just normal parts of aging. They're reminders to pay attention, to make small changes that add up to big differences over time. Now let's talk about something that ties all these habits together, something that might be the most important takeaway of all. The power of small changes. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when we think about fixing our health, especially when it comes to joints. We imagine complicated exercise routines, expensive supplements, or giving up activities we love. But the truth is, protecting your joints isn't about drastic overhauls. It's about those tiny, consistent adjustments we've been talking about. Stand up and stretch during TV commercials. Swap out those worn-out slippers for supportive shoes. Drink an extra glass of water with your morning coffee. These aren't life-disrupting changes. They're simple acts of kindness for your future self. And when you combine them, that's when the magic happens. Let's think back to that door hinge we talked about earlier. Just like that hinge, your joints thrive on movement, balance, and care. Sitting less, standing taller, choosing better shoes, these all help distribute the load more evenly. Mixing up your activities and adding some gentle strength exercises, that's like oiling the hinge so it doesn't get stiff. And staying hydrated? That's the maintenance we often forget, but always notice when it's missing. Now, I'll never forget my friend Carl, a retired carpenter who swore by his no pain, no gain approach to life. His motto? Pop an aspirin and keep going. But after years of ignoring twinges in his hands, he struggled to even open jars. One day, His granddaughter asked why he always grimaced when holding her hand. That hit him hard, so he started small. Swapped his morning coffee for green tea, anti-inflammatory, added salmon to his diet twice a week. And here's the kicker, he actually stopped gripping tools so tightly. Last week, he showed me how he could whittle a wooden toy for his granddaughter without wincing. Turns out, he told me, my joints weren't the problem. It was how I treated them. And that's the lesson, isn't it? One last thought before we go. I want to leave you with this. Your body has been with you through everything. Decades of laughter, hard work, maybe raising a family or building a career. It's carried you through good days and bad. And now, it's asking for just a little help in return. Not perfection, just attention. Not a complete overhaul, just a few thoughtful tweaks. So today, why not pick one thing from what we've talked about, just one, and give it a try? Maybe it's setting a reminder to move every hour or digging out those supportive shoes from the back of the closet. Whatever you choose, celebrate that small step, because this isn't about turning back the clock. It's about moving forward with more ease, more comfort, and more joy in every step you take. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one small change you're going to try this week? Your idea might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if this video helped you, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps others find this information too. Remember, aging might be inevitable, but joint pain doesn't have to be. Here's to moving through life with a little more comfort and a lot more confidence. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.